Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the GamblingCare.ie podcast. Today we have Cathy. Cathy is CEO of WASP. We're here in Rathfarnham today. We've had a brilliant, unbelievable day. We've had several people from different walks of life, different places who've come on and shared their story with us, and we are very grateful. Cathy, first and foremost, why did you feel the need that WASP needed some sort of gambling program? Was it a response to need or?
Yeah, definitely a response to need. We're a family support project here. So we have a whole holistic approach. So we work with the whole family, those who are in addiction and those who are living with addiction. So I suppose through our family support groups, we identified a lot of the families that were coming in with drug-related stuff from their young people, or husband, wife. But when we delved a little bit further, we started seeing there was a piece of gambling there with that. So most of our clients that would come in would be alcohol and cocaine. We have the younger ones would be maybe weeds. But the people that were using the alcohol and cocaine, they seem to have a gambling addiction as well as. So it was like a secondary
Right.
to their drug and alcohol.
And when you seen that, I suppose, gap in the market, or whatever way you want to put it, when you seen that, has the response to the program surprised you in any way?
Oh, hugely. Absolutely. Now, even on our assessments, we put, I suppose, a thought or something. We didn't have that on our assessments around gambling because we hadn't dealt with it. But then we put it onto our assessments. So now we're getting quite a lot of people coming in. When the question is asked, I suppose, is there gambling along with addiction? 5 out of 10 cases are saying yeah.
Okay.
So that's been a huge surprise for us, I suppose.
What would the volume of people that are coming through the door?
We have 2 recovery groups going here twice a week. So on them, there's quite a lot of gambling amongst the alcohol and cocaine. Yeah.
And the demographic, has that surprised you? As in the age, male, female?
Well, yeah. I suppose we would have dealt, before we took gambling on into our service, we would have been dealing with young people from the ages maybe of 18 to 25 to 30, roughly. With the gambling, it's an older crowd. It seems to be, from our service, an older crowd. Even in our family support groups, we have mothers and fathers that come in that would be in their maybe 70s, that their young person is in their 40s and their issues will be gambling. So it's interesting.
It is interesting because I went into recovery when I was 29. I'm heading for very sharply for 50 now. But obviously my mum's still alive, but she would still, be very much in tune with the fact that, you have an addiction that doesn't go away. It's there for life.
Yeah.
What's the biggest question? Let's say somebody who rings up and is looking for help from a family point of view. What's the most frequently asked question?
Well, I suppose when they're ringing up, they're just looking for support. They don't know what kind of support they want. They don't give us an awful lot of information, but it's how we take that call. Some occasions we've had to say, do you know what? Why don't you put the phone down, go and make a cup of tea, and I'll ring you back in 5 minutes. That way we can get the information off them. But it's really, some of the time they give us a wrong name, and it's only when they come in and see us that you might be calling someone Mary, and could be Kathleen, But the biggest thing is, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to say. My son, daughter, whatever, is using drugs. Can you help me? That's kind of...
Doesn't it just show you, though, the stigma that still involves, you know, when you consider a family member who is probably at desperation point,
Yeah.
still, you know, given a false name, and there's a lot of pride built up and
Absolutely.
different things you got there. What's the most noticeable change from somebody who you see coming in red raw to 12 months down the line?
I suppose when they've come in with the family support, when they come in, we start to see them flourishing a little bit. So we're very much for their well-being. So it's introducing them to things to look after their own selves. Like we have kinesiology. We have a big holistic plan here. So we get them involved in that. So you can see them growing. It's like a flower. You're planting the seed when they come in because they've no feeling. They're numb. And as time goes on, you can see them smiling in the group, willing to share in the group. You know, all of our groups have a WhatsApp group going themselves, which I just oversee. And, you know, when something really good happens, they put it out there straight away, you know. But they also put the bad stuff out there now, which they wouldn't have done. So that's a big learning for us and for them, you know. And they're always very grateful for the support and help they get, you know.
Because one of the reasons why I would say I got long-term recovery and still in recovery today, a day at a time, is that I created a community around myself as well. That community was already there, but they let me be part of that community. So as somebody who was in addiction, that was a massive support for me.
Yeah, yeah.
So it makes sense that the same would work, you know, as far as family members are concerned.
Well, yeah, because like if the family is here and they're here in their own right, I suppose, getting that support, but then we'll move on to the person who's in the addiction, whatever addiction that is, gambling, drugs, alcohol. We bring that whole family together and we'll have a family meeting. And if that person who's in the addiction is willing to change and wants to change, we can support that and do a huge wraparound for them and their family. So in some cases, you know, people, you know, their families mightn't have been in their lives, you know. So when they come into a mediation, we kind of build on that again, you know. So we do a piece of work with all family members and they'll go off. Someone might have key work, someone might have counselling, somebody else might be in a family support group. So we bring them back within 6 weeks. There are set tasks and within 6 weeks we bring them back. So what we get from that as staff here is that we get honesty and we can work with honesty. And I think there's no hiding for anybody. And sometimes it's not always the person that's in addiction that's hiding, you know? So when we get that honesty, that allows us to give a whole wraparound to the whole family. And I think that's how the healing starts for a lot of these families. It's out in the open, no hiding.
Yeah, so again, sort of similar to somebody who's actually in addiction. Is that the biggest thing you need to take with you whenever you're coming in here? The ability to be vulnerable and honest and...
Yeah, it just, I suppose there's a lot of things, do you know what I mean? But I suppose coming through the door to be honest. But, you know, I suppose we have to be honest with ourselves as well of what's real and what's realistic and what we can do.
Do you ever sit back and think, you know, where would these people go if they didn't have us, you?
Yeah, probably a lot of the time. At the moment, we're putting a book together, you know, and just reading, we've got the first draft there, and just reading the stories on that book. But when you see it wrote down, you realise what these people were going through before they came here and what they've got. So, do you know, maybe other services offer the same, I don't know. But I know this service is there for them to work at where they are and to move at the pace they want to move at. So,
look, you're making such a difference to so many people's lives. Continued support and best of luck with what you're doing, and also to sort of sit back sometimes, because in order for this thing to operate, everybody in here who's facilitating needs to be, I suppose, at their best. And the way to do that is a bit of self-care. So I hope that you're treating yourself in the way that you should do. And thanks again for having us today. It's been an amazing experience. The many different people we've got chatting to, and thanks for the opportunity to come in and see exactly what you offer. And if there is anybody out there who is struggling, GamblingCare.ie and all of the services, including WASP, will be detailed on that. Anybody who's struggling and needs to speak to somebody immediately, there's 24-hour helpline there. It's free and it's available to you now. Thanks.
Thank you.